Ladies and gents, hope everyone can hear me. We are live. Welcome everybody to week 6 of the RetroOlympics 2024 edition. Hope everyone is as excited as me for the tremendous lineup of competitors and games we have in store for today. We'll be starting with the Game Boy Advance in 2002's Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland. To win, competitors will have to complete the boss endurance as quickly as possible. A boss rush of epic proportions with only 6 lives in the bag. Next, we'll set our sails, or rather our nets, on 1994's Street Hoop, or Street Slam, an arcade classic 3-on-3 basketball filled with back and forth action. Competitors will have to win with 2 teams here to claim victory. And finally, make sure to warm up your legs because we'll be taking what could be a nice dance lesson, but turning it up to 100 with the highest score in 3 songs on Maniac in Dance Dance Revolution 5th mix. Only true rhythm fanatics will make it out alive. We've got 57 competitors today across 19 teams. And if the last 5 weeks are anything to go by, we're in for a great show. Our team today, we've got Amir joining us a bit later on the ref team, and we'll be helping out with that as well. On the stream, we've got Starblades, and on the commentating bench, we've got Wolfman, Freestar, and myself, Rafmek. And without further ado, let's get this thing going.
Oh, I am looking forward to this. Greetings, everyone. As Raf just said, we have 3 solid games here today in Kirby, Nightmare in Dreamland, Street Hoop, and DDR 5th Mix. I'll get into 5th Mix shortly, but honestly, I think Proto Man's Protectors and Darklink's Demons they're actually wanting to get started quickly. So, let's at least talk about, some of the minor details. Nightmare in Dreamland, boss rush. You get 6 or so lives, maybe 6 or so hit points. Point is, take out the bosses, survive. The good news is looks like both runners already have their hashes verified, so Star, I think we can just get started here.
Before we do that, why don't we just quickly go over Group A standings. So right now we've got Proto Man's Protectors at 12 points, and the 3 other teams tied for second place at 6 points apiece. So a really neck and neck group here. Anything can still happen. Proto Man's Protectors with a tiny comfortable 2-win lead, but anything can still happen. All 3 other teams can still tie Proto Man's Protectors for first place. Let's see what happens.
Alright, Bendy, Roach, you two know the deal. Get through the boss rush, try not to die, don't do any fancy fast forwarding and rewinding and whatnot. Are you two ready? Alright, then as soon as I give the nom, you may begin. 3, 2, 1, nom! And we are off. Of course, we have to... Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, here we go, I'm excited. Go ahead, Wolfman.
Well, we always start with traditional Wispy Woods.
Absolutely. So, the first of 9 bosses here, Wispy Woods, and then now Bendy already moving on to the second boss, Paint Roller here. Roach just finishing as well.
Now, you are allowed to use power-ups that you find along your way, and honestly, Parasol's not a bad power-up. It does provide some defensive opportunities up above. It looks like Roach is sticking with just eating and spitting out whatever comes out, though.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Bendy opting for the more avoiding strat, but Bendy now moving on to the third boss, Mr. Shine and Mr. Bright.
And I guess there is one advantage of using Parasol, but Roach chose to pass up on a mic power-up there.
Absolutely, and Roach lost one of their 6 lives there, so only 5 hits remaining for them.
I knew I was mixing up lives and hit points. Okay, thank you for... I generally call them hit points.
Sorry, yeah, it's HP points, hit points, you're right. I was probably not lives. Lives, they both have 0 lives, so you're right. My bad.
It's all good, we gotta clear it up, as we now have to clear up a thunderstorm in Krakow.
Absolutely, so both competitors there. Bendy with a bit of a lead here. It's not huge, but he might have 4 or 5 seconds lead. Let's see if Roach is able to catch up.
And now, what's this creature's name again? Tunnel Mole?
It is Heavy Mole.
Okay, I was close. Alright. Both participants on the Heavy Mole both have 5 hit points remaining. Oh, that screen scroll almost got Bendy, but didn't cause a problem. And now, the honorable duel. As, wait a second, how did we get... Okay,
oh no, Bendy taking quite a few hits here. Oh no, only 2 HP points remaining for Bendy. Lost 3 HP points against Metal Knight.
Yeah, but Roach is down to 3 right now.
Yep.
As we now battle against King DDD.
So Roach now with 1 extra HP point compared to his opponent, but also behind on the timer.
Actually, no, I think Roach is right now ahead.
Absolutely,
or it's
Roach.
very close.
No, you're right. Roach made up the tardiness and has actually passed Bendy now, so was able to clear DDD a bit quicker.
Honestly, I think it's a little bit closer than you're thinking. There is about a 1 to 2 second discrepancy between when both runners started. We don't penalize for those. We look at the official leaderboard submissions. So as we deal with the dark matter sphere, well, things are going to be close. Remember, this battle is on a soft time limit. If you don't take out that sphere in time, you are going to crash land on the ground, and that's a one-hit KO.
Our participants are definitely not going to want that to happen, so we're going to try and beat the boss even quicker than they might. Oh, and Bendy they both finish virtually at the same time. As you mentioned, Roach is a bit ahead on the timer as they started a tiny bit before, so they might be really neck and neck here on the timer.
I think Bendy is right now a second or 2 ahead right now because of that.
Yeah, you might be right. Right now they're on the very last boss of this boss rush, Nightmare's wizard form. Nightmare's orb form, and then they will have Nightmare's wizard.
Orb form is already dealt with. We are
right.
now dealing with enemy.
Absolutely.
At least if you subscribe to the Right Back At You, canon.
I corrected myself and that's what the first time. Never mind.
It's all good. There's a lot to keep up with, and this event goes by quickly.
Absolutely. So both on 2 HP points remaining now. And the boss's HP bar is also very similar for both competitors. Very, very close match here. Might be only a few seconds difference in the 2 final times here.
Wait, okay, 507, and that's it! Roach has taken it!
Roach takes it. It's so close, 509 for Bendy. So as we were mentioning, only a 2-second difference. So a very, very close match, but Roach does take the win against Bendy Human here in our very first matchup of the day. We're gonna bring these 2 in for interviews. As we do that, we're gonna have Star prepare our next matchup. So our next 2 competitors, please be ready, and we're gonna bring you in. As I say that, I'm going to bring in Bendy and Roach. Hello.
Hello.
Bendy, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
So unfortunately, it was such a close match, but your opponent did take the win there with only 2 seconds on the clock, better than your time.
Wow, 2 seconds. That's amazing.
But an amazing performance from both. Talk me through that matchup today, and what are your thoughts?
First off, hats off to Roach. Sounds like he had an incredible run. I'm very happy with how I played today. That was about as good as any of my practice runs went, and there is so much RNG variance and time spent on this run, so I'm happy with how I played. I'm happy with the decisions I made. GG Roach. I'm glad that it was that close. Sounds like we had an amazing race.
Absolutely. Any final thoughts for the competition moving forward in the weeks to come?
Yeah, let's take him to the hoop.
Absolutely. Well, thanks, Bendy, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
All right, thanks.
Roach, can you hear us? Okay, so Roach is going to type for us in the chat. So an amazing performance there. It was really neck and neck, as I was saying. You won by just 2 seconds. Talk us through that performance there. Any thoughts on what happened today? So Roach tells us GG's close match. Happy to not have to sweat with 1 HP. Absolutely. Any final thoughts on the competition moving forward for you? Roach says good luck to everyone, and we echo that sentiment, of course. Congrats, Roach, and GG's to both. And we can now move on to our second matchup of the day. Okay. Wolfman, so we're gonna have our first street hoop match here. And I believe our two competitors are gonna be Genesis Lover and Clyde Cadell.
That sounds about right. Now, you may have seen the website for Street Hoop, and, well, after a few test matches, we realized we're going to have to shrink this competition down a little bit. So, we're still going to have our teams decide, our two players decide their teams, but it's going to be a best 2 out of 3 rather than a best 3 out of 5.
Absolutely, and that's just in an attempt to not... (7-6) now for Clyde. Very close matchup so far.
We have a super shot available for Genesis.
Yeah. And
Both?
one for Clyde as well.
Oh!
So Genesis opting for a 2-pointer with their super shot. As a reminder, super shots go into the basket whatever you do. So it is better to shoot a 3 points.
Just like Clyde did.
Yeah.
But look at that timer.
Oh, and Genesis. Clyde's gonna have to so Clyde doesn't have time for one last basket. So it ends with 12-12 for the first half.
As far as I'm aware, it's a full game, so we're not done with this one